I am back again with a new topic to discuss and interact with you. The topic for today's class is transformation and synthesis. It's a very nice topic. Very often, students are getting misled, and also students are getting less understood with the transformation and synthesis. Um, Students are also finding very difficult to understand what is the meaning of transformation in English grammar and synthesis in English grammar. So through this class, I would like to help you out to find out what is the meaning of transformation and synthesis. Let's get started. Here you have a simple exercise in the first place. Match the sentences with their topics, with their types. So if you look at these three sentences given here, you will be able to identify what type of sentence it is and match it correctly. You have already come across the topic on simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. By looking at these particular three examples, you will be able to match it very correctly. I am not going to give you the answer. You will be really interested to do by yourself. Okay, so now let us go to understand what is the meaning of transformation. Students, before you go to do things, you please like and subscribe, and also try to give some comments. I hope you are also writing it down in your English copybook, and also going through the video as many times as possible to understand the topics very clearly. So if you look at the term or the topic transformation of sentence, students are getting into very difficult task when they hear about a transformation of sentences. They find very easy to do certain things, but this is also very difficult for them to understand. So let me help you out to understand what is the meaning of transformation. So let me get into your chapter. We know that sentences can be of different types depending on their meanings and structure. They can be classified as affirmative, negative, imperative, interrogative, assertive, and exclamatory based on their meaning. Now, look at this given illustration examples. We can change one type of a sentence to another without changing its meaning. So here, students, you have to focus on this particular phrase that is given here without changing its meaning. So that is ultimately what is the meaning of transformation. So you transform one sentence to another structure without changing its meaning. Meaning you have to keep. The structure may change, but you have to keep up the meaning of the particular sentence. Whether it is a simple sentence or complex sentence or compound sentence, you may change the structure and yet you have to keep the meaning. That is called transformation. You are changing the form only, changing the form. So that is entirely the word that means transformation here. Change the form. So looking at the description of transformation, look at the examples that is given here. First one is Ahmed is hardworking. It is an assertive sentence. Go to the second one. Ahmed is not lazy. It is assertive negative. Is Ahmed not hardworking? It is an interrogative sentence. How hardworking Ahmed is? So it is an exclamatory sentence. So by the structure and the form, you come to know what kind of a sentence it is. And as it is being said, it can be classified as affirmative, negative, imperative, interrogative, assertive, and exclamatory. So keeping in view about the structure of the sentence, you need to keep the meaning, but you can change the structure. That is why it is called transformation. So change the form here is referring to the structure. Okay, so sentences can also be classified into simple, compound and complex depending on their structure. So that is why I told you already, we are talking about the form. Structure is referring to the form. So when we think about the form, we are thinking about the structure. Structure can be the form of a simple sentence or a compound sentence or a complex sentence. So looking at the particular description that is given, they all express the same meaning but are different kinds. Look at that. So we may change the structure, we may change the form, what, but we keep the meaning. There is no change in the meaning. So meaning is internal and the structure is external. So let us look at that particular example that is given here. In spite of working hard, he failed in the exam. This is a simple sentence. In spite of working hard, he failed in the exam. So you may think, why it is a simple sentence? In the beginning, at the beginning of the sentence, there is a phrase given there. In spite of working hard, it's a phrase, group of words. But the real sentence with the one subject and finite verb is he failed in the exam. That is why it is called a simple sentence. Look at the second example. He worked hard but failed in the exam. Here it is compound sentence. How do you read it as a compound sentence? Look at that. He worked hard is already a sentence, a subject with a finite verb. Again, failed in the exam. So here, look at the first noun, that is he, and coming in the second sentence again with the same subject he. Therefore, the personal pronoun is omitted here. So here there is one subject and two predicates. So it is called a compound sentence. So compound sentence is a sentence that has got one subject and two predicates joined by a coordinating conjunction. So here there is a conjunction but. I suppose it is clear to you. Look at the third sentence now. Although he worked hard, he failed in the exam. It's a very interesting sentence again, which speaks about a complex structure. So although he worked hard, he failed in the exam. Here, the main clause is he failed in the exam, and the dependent clause, which is actually joined by a subordinating conjunction or subordinating word, it is known as a complex sentence. Although he worked hard. So if you look at these three sentences, you will be able to identify the way the structure is formed. The structure is different, but the meaning will continues the same. Meaning is the same. So transformation ultimately here means changing the structure, keeping the meaning. So you change the structure and yet we keep the meaning. So this is the way that you have to understand what is the meaning of a transformation. Dear students, pay attention to this particular part of the topic. Transformation of assertive, exclamatory and interrogative sentences. So here what do we understand? We can change an exclamatory sentence to an assertive sentence and vice versa, which means an assertive sentence also can become an exclamatory sentence. So here some examples are illustrated here. How hot it is in Hyderabad. It is an exclamatory sentence. You have to change, you have to transform this exclamatory sentence to assertive sentence. How does it happen? It is very hot in Hyderabad. See, that is the way we have to transform. The structure is changed, but the meaning remains the same. Second part, you see, she made a terrible mistake. It is assertive, and the exclamatory sentence will be like, what a terrible mistake she made. Whatever may be the structure, the meaning remains the same. So we are focusing on the meaning and also the change of structure. So when you change the structure, we should not change the meaning. Neither you need to add an additional word to get another meaning. So you don't need to you don't need to add an additional word, as well as you don't need to omit any word. So you have to keep in mind two important things. One is no need to change the words, nor you should change the tense. Tense also will be remaining the same, and the words also will remain the same, but you change the structure. A little more deeper, if you go, you will see that we can also change an interrogative sentence to assertive and vice versa. So following part of this lesson topic will be an exercise that will be given to you to do. You can say we can also change an interrogative to assertive. Let us see how we can do it. Look at the examples that is given here. Does she have a new job as a shop assistant? It is an interrogative sentence. If you change into assertive, she has a new job as a shop assistant. See that she has a new job as a shop assistant. The interrogative is, does she have a new job as shop assistant? It will be changed into she has a new job as a shop assistant. So that will become an assertive sentence. Second example, you see here you have another example that is coming up. Is it a good idea to stay up late tonight? Is an interrogative sentence, but if you change the structure will be assertive structure. That is, it isn't a good idea to stay up late tonight. That is assertive. So you can easily change the structure into assertive, affirmative, negative, and exclamatory, and exclamatory to interrogative, and interrogative to question, interrogative to assertive. So many ways you can transform the sentences. So these things will help you out to make a proper way of writing. So students, you have to pay attention to the transformation of sentences. It doesn't mean that you have to change the meaning, but you have to change the structure to simple, structure to compound, structure to complex. That is how you have to understand. To help you out to change or to transform some sentences from exclamatory sentences into assertive sentence and assertive sentence to exclamatory sentences, you have some examples or some exercises here. You try to do it by yourself. Look at the first one. Let us do the first one and second one, and third one onwards you must try by yourself. How irritating these mosquitoes are. Look at this. How irritating these mosquitoes are. It is an exclamatory sentence. You need to change exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence. And the second one is, mother made a delicious vegetable stew. That is an assertive sentence which you have to change into exclamatory sentence. Think for a while. Okay, I hope you have got the answer for the first one. How irritating these mosquitoes are. So what could be the assertive sentence without changing its meaning? You don't need to add any word. You don't need to change the tense. You have to keep the tense as it is, and also you don't need to add a new word also here. You have to use whatever is given there. So when you change this one into assertive sentence, I hope you have already got the correct answer. It could be like, these mosquitoes are irritating. Okay, these mosquitoes are irritating. And the second one, mother made a delicious vegetable stew. So try. Look at this sentence. You will be able to give me correct sentence. What a delicious vegetable stew mother made. So the answer is almost correct with yours. Okay. What a delicious vegetable stew mother made. So I have done two, 1 and 2 for you. The rest you have to do by yourself. See, there are so many of them. Students, there is another way of changing affirmative and negative sentences. So it is an affirmative sentence, but you have to change into negative sentence. See, it is also very easy. Please look at this particular part. An affirmative sentence makes a positive statement, and a negative sentence makes a negative statement. We can change an affirmative sentence to negative sentence by using, by using an antonym. That means opposite, the adjective, adverb, verb, and adding a negative word. So here it is very easy. You can understand here. She always speaks the truth. It is an affirmative sentence. And if you want to change this affirmative sentence into negative sentence, see, she never tells lies. She never tells lies. That means the meaning is the same, but you have changed the structure of affirmative to structure of negative. The second one, you say, it is not easy to speak the truth at all times. It is negative, not easy. And affirmative, it will be like, it is difficult to speak the truth at all times. It is affirmative, and you have changed the word by using an opposite. Antonym is opposite. Opposite of always is never, and opposite of easy is difficult. So you have used an opposite word to replace the adjective, adverb, or verb, and adding a negative word. Today's last topic is transformation of simple and compound sentences. So we know that a simple sentence consists of one subject and one predicate, that I already told you before, and a compound sentence consists of two or more coordinate clauses, means predicates, each of which has a subject and a predicate. So simple sentences can be transformed into compound sentence by using coordinating conjunctions like and, but, for, nor, or, yet, and so. So you have to know first what is a simple sentence. Secondly, you have to know what is a compound sentence. So let me make it a little more clear to you. Simple sentence means one subject, one predicate. Compound sentence means one subject, two predicates joined by a conjunction. That is very clear to you. So here some examples are given to you. Look at this one. The film being boring, we decided to leave the theater midway. It is a simple sentence. Okay. And when we change this one into compound sentence, you can see that the film was boring. So we decided to leave the theater midway. In this particular example, you will see the simple sentence is changed into compound sentence by using a particular coordinating conjunction, which so or but or for or nor or yet or because. So there are so many coordinating conjunctions that can be used in order to change a simple sentence into compound sentence.